Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I want to be free as can be.
They say that freedom is the ability to fully experience life. The GUT Credit Union is giving you the freedom to choose. Get a loan for any purpose, whether it's consolidating your debt, buying a vehicle, owning your home, back to school, or a dream vacation. We offer competitive rates with terms and payments that fit your lifestyle. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/freedom to start enjoying your life, your money, your way. Promotion ends September 30th, 2022. Special conditions apply. More freedom, more choices. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening. This is Network News for Thursday, September 22, 2022. Headlines. Former Government Minister Finsley St. Louis questions the security of the court system. 17-year-old Abel Ma continues to be an inspiration as he embarks in tertiary education with big dreams. Spice Mass Corporation Chief Executive Officer to lead 12-member delegation to Tobago Carnival in October. In Around the Globe regionally, Guyana's President Finale says urgent measures needed by region to control skyrocketing food prices. Internationally, Australia's anti-monarchy protesters rally on Queen's Mourning Day. Plus, in the sports news, Lyndon Victor and Adriana Sulek confirmed winners of the 2022 World Athletics Combined Events Tour. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
From Television Center at the Grenada Broadcasting Network, I'm Kenroy Baptiste. A former government minister and businessman is questioning the security of Grenada's court system as he expresses concerns on the outcome of the Alexander Clark appeal case this week. Rena Ped Thomas reports.
Finley St. Louis, a local businessman and former government minister, is airing his concerns with the recent happening within the legal system and the outcome of the Alexander Clark case in the Court of Appeal. He is now questioning the security of the court system in Grenada and its ability to implement effective justice when transcripts are going missing and convicted murderers are walking freely due to technicalities.
How many more such cases that were on that laptop that was thrown? How many more convictions that probably persons convicted will get off because that laptop or the computer or whatever has disappeared? And eventually they will get off too, because if it happened once, if this is the way it's going, it means that it can happen several times in the future. The fact is, the system is not secured. It seems to be there for Tom, Dick, and Harry to go in and do whatever they want with the system.
Alexander Robert Clark walked out from His Majesty's prison on Tuesday, a free man, due to the loss of transcript within the Supreme Court registry. In 2016, he was found guilty of non-capital murder and was sentenced to 67.5 years in prison for the death of his then 27-year-old wife, Nixian Clark, after he led police to a shallow grave where her body was found in a suitcase. St. Louis says that Grenadians need to wake up and demand security when it comes to our judicial system.
It has affected me in such a way that I thought I should make this statement to the press so that our Grenadian people will become aware of what's happening so that we can get protection. Because something like this having happened, none of us are protected. We are not protected in any way. When something like this will happen and one can get scotch-free from a jail sentence that they had for a crime that obviously was committed, and indeed they got off after doing a few years.
He hopes that such a case as Alexander Clark will not be repeated in his small country.
I never believed it was possible for somebody to get away from a case like that, where it was clear, in my opinion, that this man had committed the crime. For the body of his wife to be found in a shallow grave in a suitcase, how can we as Grenadians accept something like this for our legal system? Something has to be wrong, and I honestly hope that there will not be a recurrence of something like this to have happened in our country anymore.
Attorney at law Anselm Clouden, who represented Clark, says proper securing of legal files is one of the issues that must be taken seriously within the legal system.
It has arrived for us to be more careful, more meticulous in the way we treat legal documents. They're highly sensitive, and they ought to be kept in a vault, not lying around in some cabinet. You keep them in a vault, and we're in the age of technology. You have certain residuary backup mechanisms to ensure that if you have a breakdown, if you have a hurricane, if you have a flood, earthquake, and certain things, a damage, you still have access to certain things in a vault, in a secured building, in a secured place.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Improving energy security and reducing carbon emissions in the fight to keep 1.5 alive was the goal coming from COP26. The question, how can Grenada benefit from financing for renewable energy investments from the ECCB, is the highlight of this Jared Joseph report.
Grenada in 2021 was at 1.5% installed capacity for renewable energy. A major motivating factor now for Grenada and the region for increased investments or speed up the transition to renewable energy is global fuel prices. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is seeking to aid in addressing the issue of reaching net zero targets by tripling the capacity for renewable energy for OECS countries, including Grenada, within the next 5 years. ECCB Governor Timothy Antoine notes that part of the initiative is establishing a renewable energy infrastructure investment facility.
And so that facility that I mentioned is intended to help sort out any of the policy and regulatory gaps, standards and others, and then financing. Because we could do all of the regulatory and policy work. If we don't have financing to actually do investments in renewables are not cheap. The prices have come down. Of course, now with this supply chain disruption, some prices have gone up. But prices have trended down over the years. But you have to have the requisite financing to be able to actually make the investment.
Governor Antoine adds that they are seeking to mobilize resources on behalf of member countries by building on commitments made by the United States to the region in terms of renewables.
So there are some initiatives on the way, because the frustrating thing about it is that we have heard of climate funds and the availability of grants and soft resources, but we are not accessing those resources. The Caribbean is not accessing those resources. we've heard of green bonds, but when you look at green bonds are not being issued in the Caribbean. Mexico, Brazil, maybe Argentina. So that's Latin America, not in the Caribbean. We have to change that. So there is a big effort on the way to try to mobilize resources. Because let's face it, not even the multilateral development banks by themselves can meet the funding challenge, the infrastructure deficit that needs to be filled.
The ECCU governor explains that the major setback for ECCU governments currently is having to deal with the immediate issue of inflation, which is limiting the progress in renewable energy. Renewable energy accounts for 10% of installed capacity in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Other news, 17-year-old Abel Mark is no stranger to the camera. He has shown Grenada he is a resilient young man who has overcome much despite his challenges. He's just begun another chapter in his life as a first-year student at the TMI Community College. My colleague Rina Thomas visited Abel and has this report.
Abel Mark is now a graduate of the St. Mark Secondary School and was successful in obtaining 8 of 10 CXC subjects. The 17-year-old says that he was a little disappointed with his results as he hoped to obtain at least 9. He indicated that he will make another attempt at math and economics in the future. Abel spoke about what it was like preparing for exams.
Preparing for CXC, He was tiring because I had to stay up late studying, and I know I could have stayed up more to push more, but at the end of the day, I do it. I did good, but could I do better? I was looking for some ones, but it didn't come. So.
The vibrant young man says that it is now officially 4 days since he started his journey at the T.A. Marisho Community College with his major in arts and design and environmental science.
To be honest, what I really wanted to do was graphics, but in terms you see you can do both of them at the same time. I wanted to do more the hand, like drawing on paper, and more using the computer to do graphics. But since you can do both of them at once, I had to pick one, so I ended up picking arts. But I tell my mom I would have go back for a second 2 years again and do the design part.
Abel, who is still a little shy, explains that he has not made friends yet, but is optimistic that this will change soon. When asked about any challenges, he said that moving around when it rains is not an option for him, as he still moves around on his knees.
When it comes to time to see, well, yeah, a lot of walking. So, since I didn't make friends as yet, it'll be hard for me. I got to wait until outside dry, and then I could go in classes. My next challenge is my bag, because I have a problem with my back, so holding the bag, and plus I have to climb up steps. One step at the climb where they do have railing, so that will be a problem with my back and my bag. But other than that, everything good.
Planning to have his own graphic and design business is this teenager's future plan as he strives to be independent. But this is not Abel's greatest desire. He hopes someone out there can still help make his biggest dream come true.
Biggest dream is to walk. I just want to walk. Yeah, I want to walk on my 2 feet. Anybody here to reach out or anything, I'd really concentrate on my back and my chest. I just want to walk on my 2 feet, so if anybody has to help, just me 2 feet and to walk on.
Doctors told Abel's parents that he would have a lifespan of 12 years. In February of 2023, he will be 18 years old. For GBN News, I am Rina Thomas reporting.
Abel just cracked me up. He said Tam CC has a lot of walking. Talk about that one. Now we take a look at the latest weather report.
Now here we are, Eastern Caribbean. We've been dealing with some of the flooding in spots. Trinidad and Tobago, we've had some of the flooding. We've had a flare-up of some rain and storms. From Barbados really south, even St. Lucia south, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada. We've had a good deal of rain in spots yesterday. Same thing today, watching over toward Margarita Island, northern Venezuela, and then even Guyana, we're going to see that chance of some rain storms. Then swinging back toward Aruba, over toward Bonaire, Curacao, of course, seeing the rain and storms, and the peninsula as we get into Colombia here. So all of this getting clipped by a system that's not technically organized. It's not a classified system, but some tropical storm force wind gust over 40, 50 miles per hour here in this sector. And with that onshore breeze, strong tropical waves, still some more flooding. Trinidad and Tobago today, watching Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and still we could see some of those showers and storms. Even Dominica, Martinique, we could at least see some scattered showers and storms around, but more so from, say, Margarita Island, swinging back toward the ABC Islands, and you see here just batches of rain and storms. Let's get to what's going on right now. Thinking of us in the Caribbean, taking you through this. This is the American model. Now this model, and I'm going to show you the two best models, the American and European. They are different. The American model will keep this more to the south, and the European model turns it up quicker. Both could work out, maybe a blend of the both as we get down the road, but either way, both doing a decent job with this system. You see here 3 o'clock today, bringing some heavier weather tonight as well over toward the ABC Islands. Here's the tip of Colombia, and still on the backside of this, drawing in some rain and storms, even some scattered storms. St. Kitts and Nevis, we could get some of those scattered showers and storms around down through St. Lucia. Here's the European model. Short term, same thing. Watching my friends Eastern Caribbean, watching the rainstorms, Trinidad, Tobago, over toward the ABC Islands, northern Venezuela, over toward northern Colombia. This is by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, taking you out in time and then stopping it here. This is again when it could start to get organized. This is by Saturday evening. Saturday evening, a tropical depression or a tropical storm possible right about here, right on the edge of Jamaica. Now here's the difference between these two models. This one feels a front more so up to the north, and this will start to draw it up quicker. So if this happens, we could have some hurricane conditions. This is still an if, but we could have some hurricane conditions through the Cayman Islands and some tropical storm conditions through Jamaica, and then watching over toward Cuba.
Still ahead in Network News, the Chief Executive Officer of Spice Mass Corporation to lead 12-member delegation to Tobago Carnival in October. Stay with us.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Solar lights are back in stock and will be available for purchase at Southern Electrical. Here is a list of the solar lights that we offer. 200 to 300 watt intelligent floodlights with camera, 300 to 500 watt solar street lights, 60, 100, 200 and 500 RGB solar floodlights, 100, 200, 300, 500 and 800 solar floodlights, solar garden lights, 25, 40, 60, 100 and 200 watt solar floodlights, 3, 7 and 10 watt solar wall lights, motion center garden lights, motion sensor floodlights, 30, 60 and 90 watt solar street lights with accessories, 5 watt solar wall lamps, 40 and 60 solar street lights, and 100 and 300 solar floodlights with battery power display. Now available at Southern Electrical, Dusty Highway, St. George. Visit our showroom today.
Whether you're shopping for hardware, building materials, and appliances, Hubbard's Building Supplies at Grandans is the place to shop. With improved facilities, increased parking, wider variety of products, and a trendy and spacious layout, catering for all your shopping needs. Why wait? Visit Hubbard's Building Supplies today. Now open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Hubbard's. Quality service, affordable prices.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth. Always act when let you come first. Save energy, save a time. We choose your wattage and we choose your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth. Always act when let you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth. Always act when let you come first.
Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Now introducing Portland King Cement, Grenada's toughest and most high-quality cement, engineered with you in mind. Whether it's residential or industrial construction, Portland King Cement has been tested to achieve profound results that you can trust. The choice is clear. Choose Portland King, tougher than the rest. Visit Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited on Dusty Highway. Call telephone number 439-6605 or 440-6605. Or visit our two other locations, Wester Hall in St. David and Dunfermline in St. Andrew.
Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
Sunday, October 2nd from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium. Get ready for Mega Force Promotions. Cars and Cash Mega Bingo.
Cars and Cash Mega Bingo.
Hear this. You can win not one, not two, not even three, but 4 cars. Wow. That's not all. You also get a chance to win $25,000 in cash.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. 4 cars plus $25K cash in one massive event. Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. Sunday, October 2nd, we're heading to the National Stadium for Mega Force Promotions. Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. This will be the event of the century, and it's that.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're reporting the news from Television Center. Representatives of Spice Mass Corporation will be heading to Tobago at the end of October to promote Spice Mass and Grenada during the neighboring islands' 2022 Carnival. More in this report.
A A 12-member delegation from the Spice Mass Corporation will leave Grenada for Tobago's Carnival from October the 28th to the 30th, 2022. This is part of a carnival exchange launched by the SMC and the Grenada Tourism Authority in conjunction with the Tobago Carnival Committee for the promotion of Spice Mass and Grenada during the 2022 carnival period. CEO of Spice Mass Corporation, Kelvin Jacob, speaks about their planned trip.
Some may ask, well, why Tobago Carnival? Why not Miami Carnival? Or why didn't you go to Northern Hill Carnival? Well, cost being a factor, one, but also the platform is there, the stage is there, the opportunity is there to showcase our traditional aspects of Spice Mass. Because this is what Tobago's Carnival will be about, the traditional aspect of Tobago's culture, cultural art form. So these cultural exchanges would give us a more organized platform, a more structured platform to showcase our carnival, to showcase some of the products of Spice Mass. And this time we are zeroing in on the traditional aspect of Spice Mass because this is our unique selling point for Spice Mass now, and we want to portray that.
This year, Tobago is holding its first carnival under the theme Ritual Revelry Release. This carnival is branded as a liberating festival of cultural expression and freedom for creative constraints, celebrating emancipation of unbidely energy. To complement the carnival team, the SMC's delegation will showcase Grenada's traditional jab, veko, and shotney masquerades, along with our reigning road match and groovy monarchs.
The artists that we are going to be going with, remember that Tobago Carnival Committee, they were here for our carnival and they saw what we had to offer. They were impressed by Jab King. They were impressed by Crave's performance. Crave being the reigning groovy monarch and Jab King being our reigning road match monarch. They want to see them down there on stage and they are willing to work along with them to get them to perform at the various events put on by the Tobago Carnival Committee. The Jab in costume on television, speaking about the art form, speaking about why we have these drum patterns, why we use the shell, why we have the spelling of the jab. So they are going to understand the root of our traditional jab. Likewise, we do the same thing for the veko and the shotney.
Besides participating in the Tobago Carnival activities, the CEO says the delegation led by him will conduct radio and television interviews to promote the Spice Mass brand and Grenada as a carnival and vacation destination. The delegation leaves on October 28th and returns on November 1st, 2022. For GBN News, I am Rena Pet Thomas reporting.
Members of the Royal Grenada Police Force embarked on training on board the USNS Burlington. Christina John was on board the vessel.
Earlier this week, a number of Grenadians have expressed concern about the purpose of this ship being docked in our ports. Well, earlier today, GBN got the opportunity to tour the vessel and to find out the actual purpose for being here. The USNS Burlington, originating out of Virginia, USA, is on a 6-day mission to Grenada. While here, they will engage over 30 members from the Special Services Unit, Fire and Customs Departments of the Royal Grenada Police Force in training. Christopher Martinez, officer in charge on board the USNS Burlington, went into detail.
The mission here is to enhance our partnership and cooperation with the country of Grenada. So we're here just kind of doing security drills with some of the local military and police, as well as doing community relations events. We went over tactical team movements, went over active shooter scenarios and how the United States military trains to combat a situation, and how the special services units train to the situation as well.
Martinez says since the two countries have different methods of their training and handling of situations, he thinks coming together will enhance their collective learning.
Clear that they had training prior before, so definitely was impressed with their level of knowledge in the situations that we had them go through. I think today went really well. So we had a lot of good questions, good training going on with the local police. I think overall everyone was pretty happy, learned something, came away with this with another perspective to look at, so I think everything went well.
Captain Captain Douglas Cassapant highlighted some of the services they provide, which include humanitarian services.
It's a very unique ship. Our ship is different in that it can change its mission very quickly. So the capabilities are everything from moving armed troops and things along that line in a military situation, to natural disaster relief, evacuations due to natural disasters. There's issues with narcotics and human trafficking. So we have the ability to load other equipment for surveillance and tracking of those things there and help combat those illegal things in addition. So we will work with your Coast Guard.
The officers did a short demonstration as an aspect of their training. The ship has already visited other countries such as Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela, Colombia, Costa Rica, among others. From the St. George's Port, I am Christina John for GBN News.
Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, says his first 90 days in office have been exciting. Having had to put his ministry together from scratch, he notes the task is one of his greatest accomplishments within the period.
The ministry will be about 60 to 70% staff, and that would even get us to being more effective. Ministries are taken up with the line tasks, and they tend to neglect projects. Now MIT will be the hub for projects, and we will be on top of every project to make sure that they are implemented on time, and also to ensure that we do not lose grant funding and so in the process.
Well, as the minister tasked with the responsibility to get things done, he says it is dependent on him to remain on top of things.
What I'm looking forward to is the transformation process in the ministry, because at times we do projects and programs and the people do not understand the reason why we are doing it. And part of the transformation process is explaining it to the people and showing them why we are doing it, so that everyone can buy in and be part of the process together.
Beautification of the lagoon and development of the St. George South constituency. The plans of the parliamentary representative for St. George South for creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media.
Plans are afoot for the beautification of the lagoon and development of the South St. George constituency.
As the MB for the South, I would love to see my constituency being beautiful and being number one. And it is not a nice sight to look at the lagoon, and especially this is where we have the Kirani James Boulevard, and I'm saying, Kirani has done tremendously well for the country, and we should reward them with something that is beautiful.
Social media users took to the comment section to share their opinions on this announcement. The following views are that of the members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Kathy George says the fact that Andy Williams is taking pride in his community should be commended. The strategy of citizen and community involvement is the best way to get things done. Kirani James is a national champion and hero for our country. Any place that bears his name should be maintained at all times, whether it is a building or a boulevard. The initiative should take place in all constituencies. I hope the leadership of the North is taking notes. Grenada is more than just the South. The northern part of the island have a lot of untouched potential. These sites can become major tourist attraction as well as being an economic boost for the country. Gentrification is a way to bring back pride into our communities, whether it's our beaches, lakes, historical sites, roadsides, etc. I have great hope for the future, so let's speak up, encourage, and support our leaders. Lazarus Joseph says it's about time. We seem to like ghettos under the guise everyone has to eat a food. Anne-Marie King says that's the spirit. The rebel spirit is alive. I love it. Way to go, Minister. And finally, Dwight Gibbs has a suggestion. Let's do a better billboard of Kirani James. Our athletes deserves better.
That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
This is Network News. Still ahead from us, health officials encourage the implementation of Phase 1 of the National Health Insurance.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Ooh la la! See what's new at Quartz. We've got great deals on living and dining room sets, appliances, electronics, and smart devices, and more. Shop today with no cash using Quartz Ready Finance. 3 to 48-month payment plans available. Shop in store or online at shopquartz.com. Come see what's new and take advantage of these great deals only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express. WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Network News, welcome back. The Ministry of Health is recommending that the National Health Insurance proceeds with the implementation of Phase 1 as part of government's medium-term action plan. The NDC administration is on the brink of its first quarter in office since the June 23 general elections. And as preparations continue towards the budget 2023, government is holding a series of consultations. Senior Planning Officer in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Camille St. Louis, speaks to the benefits of the National Health Insurance.
as we assess it, all persons who are eligible will be covered by the basket of services that are offered. We note national health insurance is only one mechanism for attaining universal health coverage, and really and truly that is the mandate, that there is universal health coverage to reduce out-of-pocket expenditure and minimize the risk for catastrophic health expenditure and impoverishment. And just an aside, the data that we have available to us indicates out-of-pocket expenditure in Grenada is almost close to 60%, and it is one of the highest in the Caribbean region.
St. Louis says they are awaiting government's directive regarding the components of the NHI.
A lot of prior actions that have been done with respect to NHI. There's draft legislation on the various projects. There was a draft basket of services or proposed basket of services, and another company was commissioned to do the proposal for the implementation modality. We note, however, that there is a new administration and there may be a need to relook this policy. So the ministry basically is waiting at this stage to try to understand what is the new policy directive with respect to NHI. Notwithstanding, there are some things that need to be done in order for us to implement any.
National health insurance is being seen as the vehicle to provide individuals and families with necessary health benefits without sacrificing other areas of life or worrying about forcing them back into poverty. Well, there's no better beauty than beauty with brains. Let's take a peek through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISAW features Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell meeting with the world's most powerful girl, Zuriel Odowali, on the sidelines of the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, currently underway in New York. Prime Minister Mitchell discussed matters of youth empowerment, focusing on the power of young people under 40 and the measurable goal development and influence of this group, especially in the area of climate education. Zuriel, over the last 9 years, has personally met with more than 30 presidents and prime ministers from Malta, Jamaica, Kenya, Croatia, Marshall Islands, Italy to Fiji, and dozens more. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. Coming up from us, the weather followed by the sports news and around the globe.
Fuel your dreams with a communal vehicle loan. It's a huge deal with super awesome rates and discounts. Get the vehicle that's just for you. Enjoy your journey. Make memories. Explore more. We're fueling dreams to your destination. It's a huge deal and it's just for you. Your destination, and we'll take you there. Call or message us on WhatsApp 405-6670 or 405-2248. Let's get you where you have to be with Communal and Friends. This special promotion is in collaboration with the Beacon Insurance, Netherlands Insurance, Greens Automotive, RF Motors, and Specialized Automotive. We're fueling dreams to your destination. Apply today. Lending terms and conditions apply.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Good evening, sporting fans. Grenada's Lyndon Victor and Poland's Adriana Sulik are the winners of the 2022 World Athletics Combined Events Tour, rewarding their season-long consistency in the heptathlon and decathlon, respectively. The Combined Events Tour, which this year replaced the former Combined Events Challenge, takes athletes' best 3 marks across the series and converts them into performance scores, is also used by the World Rankings system. Winners of the Combined Events Tour receive a wild card entry for the World Athletics Championships Budapest 23, as well as a $30,000 bonus. Victor had a high quality and consistent season. He started the year by setting a national indoor record at the World Indoor Championships, scoring 6,029 points. His first decathlon of the season was in Gotzi's, where he finished second with 8,447 points. He improved on that season's best when finishing 5th at the World Championships with 8,474 points, his best score, and placing at a Global Championships. Just 2 weeks later, he struck gold at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, but that event is not part of the Combined Events Tour, so he needed one more performance within the series. He headed to the Castor meeting in Talents and not only won there, but also broke his own national record in the process, scoring 8,550 points. We can tell you that was enough to move him to the top of the table, top of the tour leaderboard, with 3,608 points. West Indies men's team is continuing to build up to 8th ICC T20 World Cup, which will be played in Australia from October 16 to November 13. Cricket West Indies selection panel last week announced the 15 players.
Well, I expect these guys to really fight for West Indies. I think that the World Cup is a big occasion, and I would hope that, I said early on in my tenure that it doesn't matter when West Indies, to me, as soon as I see West Indies fighting and they get beat, I'm happy with that. But I don't want us to be in a situation where we're giving away games, we're not showing the commitment. So what I'll be asking of this team is to be committed to the fans. The people in the Caribbean love West Indies cricket, and the people in the world love West Indies cricket, and I hope that they would have the pride to do us the honor and the glory in which some of our past players have done in.
Nicholas Pooran leads the West Indies in his first World Cup as captain, with Rovman Powell as vice-captain. Left-hand opening batter Irvin Lewis has been recalled for the first time since the 2021 ICC T20 World Cup. 2 uncapped players have been selected: right-arm leg spinner all-rounder Yannick Carrier and left-arm batting all-rounder Raymond Reefer. We can tell you the West Indies are the only team to have won the ICC Men's T20 World Cup twice, in Sri Lanka in 2012 and India in 2016. Finally, in the sports news, defending Hero CPL champions in Kitts and Nevis Patriots came away with 2 points, beating Trinbago Knight Riders by 7 runs earlier today.
Needing to get just over 160, lost Leonardo Julian quite early in the plot. Sheldon Cottrell picked up 1, and then Timmy Seifert got himself. DJ Bravo was caressed through the offside. Rashid Khan had a big opportunity here. The umpire said not all. The review showed decided not to review DJ Bravo. In the end, it didn't cost them Danny.
Very fortunate. Then you thought Pollard was going to get going. Had a little bit of luck here. The glove, Nananjaya couldn't quite get there. So he rode a bit of luck to the captain. And then you got to watch out for him. He starts to cut loose here. There's some lovely strokes. So did Seifert. So they're blossoming nicely until this one. How often has Bravo got rid of Pollard? The two good mates clashing, and he had the save. Seifert, so good at improvising. Forearm, well, again, wanted to take on Sinclair. Look out for the cartwheel. Brilliant. And Seifert, who was in there, got a half century.
All right, that's the sports news for now. Guyanese's President Dr. Irfan Ali has called on governments across the region to collaborate and devise appropriate urgent measures to shield the most vulnerable from increasing food prices. He said the strategic actions must ensure the food supply is strengthened and maintained in the coming years. More in this report from HGP TV.
This call was made at a forum hosted by the Andean Development Corporation CAF Development Bank of Latin America on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly UNGA to highlight food security in Latin America and the Caribbean and to discuss challenges, strategies and urgent action.
The situation has been deteriorating over the last 5 years with an increase of 13.2 million undernourished people. Over the last 5 years alone, in Latin America and the Caribbean, this has a direct impact on educational outcome and health outcomes. The issue of food security is interrelated to educational output. You have to understand this.
Ali highlighted that by 2030, it is foreseeable that hunger is likely to affect 67 million people in the region, a figure that does not take into account the repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to the head of state.
2030, hunger will affect 67 million people in the region, a figure that does not take into account the repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic.
With these baffling statistics, the president explained that if this trend continues, it will be impossible to achieve targets set out in the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) goal to eliminate hunger by 2030.
Antigua and Barbuda and other small island developing states have received another boost in their call to be compensated for climate change. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres echoed that call on Tuesday as he opened the UN General Assembly meeting in New York. He also wants increased access to concessional funding for developing countries, another call championed by the Twin Islands state. We get the rest of the details in this ABS report.
The UN Secretary General laid bare the stark realities facing our world as the climate crisis worsens.
The past year has brought us Europe's worst heat wave since the Middle Ages. Mega drought in China, the United States and beyond. Famine stalking the Horn of Africa. 1 million species at risk of extinction. No region is untouched. And we ain't seen nothing yet. The hottest summers of today may be the coolest summers of tomorrow.
Global greenhouse gas emissions are going in the wrong direction, according to Antonio Guterres. These must be slashed by 45% by 2030 if the net zero target is to be achieved by 2050.
And yet emissions are going up at record levels, on course to a 14% increase this decade. We have a rendezvous with climate disaster.
He insists the climate crisis is a case study in moral and economic injustice, as the countries which emit the least greenhouse gases suffer the most from climate change. That's why he wants action on loss and damage for climate disasters, echoing sentiments expressed by Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister, Honorable Gaston Brown.
It's high time to move beyond endless discussions. Vulnerable countries need meaningful action. Loss and damage are happening now, hurting people and economies now, and must be addressed now, starting at COP27. This is a fundamental question of climate justice, international solidarity, and trust.
The UN Secretary General also calls for increased concessional funding for developing countries.
As Australia held a national day of mourning for the late Queen Elizabeth II, Indigenous groups in several cities were calling for an end to the British monarchy's rule over the country. They want their land returned and historical atrocities accounted for. The Queen's demise has driven a wider debate about becoming a republic. More in this report.
A minute's silence as Australians pay tribute to the Queen.
This would be the most fitting memorial to a magnificent life of service to others. May Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II rest in eternal peace.
But not all Australians have embraced the National Day of Mourning. Instead, protesters in state capitals have voiced their opposition, demanding recognition of the suffering that Indigenous people endured during British colonisation. The monarch's representative in Australia has acknowledged that the Queen's death has prompted a broader debate about the country's colonial past.
Stay with us. We'll remind you of the headlines when we return. Reminder of the headlines. Former Government Minister Finlay St. Louis questions the security of the court system. 17-year-old Abel Mark continues to be an inspiration as he embarks on tertiary education with big dreams. Chief Executive Officer of Spice Mass Corporation to lead 12-member delegation to Tobago Carnival in October. In Around the Globe regionally, Guyanese President Ofinali says urgent measures needed by region to control skyrocketing food prices. Internationally, Australia's anti-monarchy protesters rally on Queen's Mourning Day. Plus in the sports news, Lyndon Victor and Adriana Sulek confirmed winners of the 2022 World Athletics Combined Events Tour. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcasted after the CPL. Continue to follow us online, gbn.gd, on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. That's the news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. Good night.